Hey guys, it's Opa at Opa's World, and we are in front of the National Clock and Watch Museum in Columbia, Pennsylvania. So, let's go see what time it is. So the easy way to find this place is you have a giant tower that you're going to see here in the middle of Columbia. Once you come down the road, you see that tower, and then all you have to do is make a hard right into the parking lot, and the front of the building looks like an old bank. Let's go in and check it out. We must use time creatively in the knowledge that the time is always right to do right. MLK. So welcome to the Clock Museum. If you don't like ticking things, this is definitely the wrong place for you to be. This is a 30-hour clock. It was done from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Looks like it's a circa 1900. This one's from 1890. And this one's from 1888. This is what they call a Model 2 Striker from Boston, Massachusetts. This clock used to keep time at a school north of Philadelphia, moving the hands on 4 7-foot dials and ringing a bell weighing 2,500 pounds. It has double 3-legged gravity escapement and strikes the half hour as well as the hour. This type of escapement was designed by Edmund Beckett Dennison for Big Ben, which has shown Londoners the time since 1859. So this is the same principle clock as Big Ben. So this is kind of neat. We've looked at a couple clocks already and they've been gigantic. We're talking clocks that are 6 foot, 8 foot tall. This clock here specifically is a table clock from 1660 in France. It was brass fused and it has a spring-driven movement in it. And the 3 dials on the clock indicate the time, the day of the month, and the day of the lunar month. In addition to the dials, there are 3 engraved silver apertures. And this thing, to give you an idea, is only about 6 inches tall. Now this is a heck of a clock here. This one is what they call a statuary clock, and I actually have to move out a little bit. So you see the statue, and there's a big arm that comes off that statue. The arm's got a pendulum going on it. This is from Paris. And it says that it is from the Superior Chronological Pendulum Clocks, but it doesn't say what year this is from. But if you can tell, I'm about 5'7", and this thing's bigger than I am by a whole lot. This one is a reproduction, which is fine, but it's from 1982. But the cool part is that this is a case and a movement that was built in Indiantown, Florida, just so that you could see the inner workings of a clock face. So you can see the outside clock face here, and then right here is obviously your hands, and then all the little tiny gears, and what I can try to get as close as I can, but it gets a little bit of a glare on it. But you get a ton of ideas on how it's built on the inside. And while it is a reproduction, it is still really slick on how much work goes into one of these. So here's a large-scale pocket watch between 1928 and 1973. It's from a place called Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania. And they actually put all the information on it so that you could see what they're talking about between a ratchet wheel or a mainspring or a hairspring or a balance wheel or the train or the jewels or the escape wheel. It's all these pieces that make a clock actually work. It's pretty impressive. One of the prides of this museum is called the Ingle clock. They like to call it the 8th wonder of the world. When this clock is operational, and I don't know if they still do showings on this, but if you get a chance to catch it, it's pretty slick. The whole entire clock tells a story. It has music and it has all kinds of different things to see. As Oma sneaks out from behind the clock. Oma, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Go ahead and stand next to that so people can see exactly how big this thing is. So Oma's about 5'6", 5'7", and you can see that thing goes another 4 or 5 feet above her. So this thing is massive, and it makes a lot of noise, and it sounds really neat and tells a really cool story. Thank you, Oma.
You're welcome.
So advertising always has been a thing. So in Sydney, New York, they came up with an advertising clock. And so to maximize advertising, This features 3 drums that are covered with advertisements at the very bottom, and they would be connected to the movement. Those drums would rotate every 5 minutes. And then they had a nice painting in the design, the Sydney Advertising Clock Company, and literally people would come by and they would see this. They come by 5 minutes later and all of the advertisements would roll and change into something else. Hey guys, we wrapped up outside of the National Clock and Watch Museum that is actually in Columbia, PA. We just checked this place out. It's pretty slick. It's a neat little exhibit day. It's kind of for an older crowd, so if you want to come out here, you're going to spend about an hour or maybe 2 checking the place out, checking all the details out. There are some sections you can spend some more time in. They always have special exhibits, so you got to check these special exhibits. And definitely, if you get a shot, come out to Columbia, PA. I'd like to thank you for watching. It's Opal from Opal's World. Like I always want to tell you guys, do good, be good, love everybody, love each other. We'll see you soon. Thanks from Opal.